Welcome, everybody. My name is Kent. I'm joined today with Grandma. Hello, Grandma.
Hello.
What is happening with the Ministry of Truth, Grandma?
Yeah, in Norway, as I think the rest of Europe, at least, they have launched a new ministry, which is going to educate people in what is correct sources and information. And you know what that is?
I know,
The
but
same
maybe
sort.
the audience doesn't know, so please explain.
Yeah, yeah. They are going to educate us in what sources to trust. For example, and there's no doubt that this is the same sources who said to us that the COVID vaccines are effective. Um, the virus came from a wet market, not the lab. A lot of things like this. And same sources who says that a man who dresses like a woman is a woman. Um, yeah,
How
that's
does
the
this
sources.
how does this take effect across the world, Grandma? Is it the same in Asia as it is in Europe or America?
I'm not sure about this, but in Europe it's like this. And
Mm.
this is, yeah, their focus will be on re-education. So they are going to re-educate us through internet. Uh, so the next step to wait for is re-education camps, I guess.
Yeah, I think we are both are looking forward to this.
Yes, yes, because they can give us 10,000 of their sources and what they think is the truth. And at least you and me, we will not believe them. A lot of people will not believe them.
Mm.
Will not be able to re-educate us, you know. It will not be possible.
As a simple man, I think it's something to not agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think the process will be? What timeline, etc. You think?
They have already launched the program in the government website, and they have hired people who are going to surveil us. And these people, as I understand it, these people they have hired, they are going to surveil us on the internet, and they are going to go, for example, yeah, go into one discussion and tell people what is the correct information. Correct in there.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
it's fascinating. This so imagine 50 years ago or the war or
Yes.
something like this. And you look at the world today, how crazy it's become. Uh,
Yeah.
People, if they could see the world today, I think they will turn in their grave. Actually. Uh, what is the history about this changing narratives, Grandma? Is it a new thing or is it old? Has it been before, maybe?
Yeah, it's very old because it's common knowledge that people who are in power are very scared of free speech. So um, to take one example, when the Nazis came to power in Germany, the first thing they had to do was to start censor people, to shut down critics, and they were putting people in what we later called the concentration camps. In the beginning, it was re-education camps. So they were putting people there to teach them how to think correctly and how to, yeah, what to teach them what to believe and what to think and what to
And
say.
yeah, and this has gone up till today. Has it gotten worse, you would say, or is it less than before?
Yeah, up until recently, I think it was at least in Europe, it has been less. But now, especially after Elon Musk was buying X, they are getting more scared. The people in power get very scared with freedom of speech. And all the lies they have been telling us about the vaccine and lab leak and Hunter Biden's laptop, Biden's health, all these lies, who is now debunked all of them, is is going to be the truth. They are going to decide this is the truth, and we are going to teach you what is the truth. That is their goal. And they will succeed with many people, I think. Otherwise, they wouldn't do it.
What do
But
you?
they will not succeed with people. They should understand that people who, for example, people who by now are not vaccinated with the COVID injections, they should understand that we will never, ever bend to them. They should understand this.
But I do believe that they understand this. But what about the rest, Grandma? So here in Norway, we had like 93% or something taking the vaccines. We have talked about this in other programs. I think it's the 7% that didn't take it here in Norway. I think most of them will not comply in this, but that's only 7%. What do you? It's different in other countries in the rest of the world. How do you think the rest, the 93%, how can they overcome this? Because it's not us versus them. Because we, the people, we are amateurs. We are normal people. We don't have any proper education in this. It's important to say. So it's for the common man and woman. How can they not join the ministry of truth?
I think it will be the same energy as with the vaccines, you know? You're either in or you're out. Or to say, like they said before, you are either with us or you are not. And this they take advantage of. That people, a basic need for people is to belong. So
This goes back to like social credit scores, government handouts, being dependent on the government, etc.
yeah. Mm.
But many are dependent on the government.
Yeah.
I'm
In
thinking,
Norway, what is it now? More than 50% of the workforce work for the government,
yes,
one way or the other. Yeah. And that is scary. That is very scary. It's more than 50%. I'm not sure how much it is, but
but putting ourselves in the situations with like the Canadian truckers and like this, what happened during the pandemic, they lost their bank accounts, They were normal people just protesting their cause. They lost their bank accounts, they lost their trucks, they lost the livelihood, jobs, everything. And as normal people, then you can you really trust the banks and the government and like this? I would say no, and you have to be prepared then. I'm
Yeah,
thinking before I'm letting you speak. I'm thinking real money and having something in your cupboards and being prepared actually because
yeah,
something will happen. So if they call it another pandemic or if they call it a global shutdown or this is a ramble, everybody. Yes, I'm not sure if this will happen, but if something happens, it doesn't hurt yourself to being a little prepared. So what
yeah.
do you think
That's
could be a cause for what could be the cause or the trigger for the next thing, in your opinion?
something who has to do with the climate, I think, because that is their big thing that they are using. And yeah, they say that CO2 is poison, and um, at least I think it's necessary to be prepared if you don't want to believe their lies and speak their lies. And if you are speaking the truth, I I think it is necessary to be prepared, both with food and water and real money.
Hmm.
So, and what they also say in that government report with this new ministry is that they are doing this to protect democracy. And also they say the goal with this uh, to help people uh, pick the right sources and believe the right things. The goal with this is a free and open expression, they say. I'm. They have to see how they contradict themselves. They have to see this.
What do they care actually?
No, I don't think they
I
care.
don't think so
No,
either.
no.
But you see now over the world, Grandma, that people are rising up. You see the farmers rising up because they don't want this Beauvais here. They rise up because the government is trying to confiscate their farms. We see people protesting in the streets in general. So it seems like people are starting to wake up.
Yeah, they say so, that it's a global awakening. I'm only concerned. I'm only concerned if it is enough. If it is,
But the people that's doing this and pushing this agenda, they are not a lot of people. They are in positions that make them do things, and but in numbers compared to normal people, they are minuscule. So
yeah,
if people wanted to say break free, express themselves, and preserving their human rights, there should be a way forward for this, isn't it?
yeah, but the question is, do people want freedom? That is the question. Because it can be more, how to say, it can be more comfortable to let other people make decisions for them,
Mm.
to just go along and not be free. And people don't realize that every one of us will be shot, you know? And shot with, I mean, with a metaphor.
Mm.
So if you go along with all this undemocratic, totalitarian stuff, you will only, you will be shot at last, all of us. We
The
will.
story that comes to mind when you're saying this, Grandma, is the Russian Revolution when the Bolsheviks came, and it was like first you take the people that have everything, and you go
Yeah.
down in line. So
Mm,
it's basically nobody left
yeah.
at the end, and everybody
Yeah.
just trying to, okay, I won't do this, so I'm safe for now.
Yeah.
Because if everybody in Russia that time stood up, their history wouldn't be like this.
Mm.
So if
And this repeats itself over and over and over again.
yeah, so I think it's important to say that first, it's always the people that are so-called less desirable or doesn't mean the same things that you do. They will be taken first,
Yeah.
like us,
Mm.
and and they go down the ladder.
Yeah. They do.
Uh, So what
Yeah.
will you do when they come for you?
Yes. Exactly. Exactly. And we also have a writer in Norway who was writing a beautiful poem when he was a prisoner in Sachsenhausen. And one of the sentences go like this. You should not put up with injustice who don't um, who don't, how to say, injustice who is put upon others. You should not put up with this.
And the person you're talking about for the audience is?
I don't remember now.
I can't remember either. So maybe we can find it after. And
I know so well.
it's typical to have the brain freeze when you're talking on live like this. So,
Yeah,
but the point being for other people listening is that it's maybe not you they come for first, but when it's your time,
yeah.
there's nobody left to defend you because everybody
Mm,
else is taken.
yes,
You see this,
that's the point.
yeah,
Yeah,
for the Bolshevik Revolution. You see this in Germany for the camps and everything like this.
yeah,
Uh, so if we are correct, because there's a big if here, maybe it's
yeah,
good to prepare.
yeah,
Maybe it's good to have a conversation like this with the people around you, so you are not alone.
yeah, yes.
Um, no,
Arnulf Överland is the name.
Arnulf Överlang. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm. No.
yes. He was writing that poem when he was in concentration camp.
And so he was a Norwegian.
Yeah,
I think we can also find like authors and poets from other countries that also talk about this. For the audience, I think you can probably reference a few yourself.
Yeah.
But I think if history kind of repeats itself,
Yeah.
it's important that you look back in history and see what's happened and maybe apply it for
Yeah.
later. But then comes the question, Grandma: is it the same for every country? Is it a national ministry of truth, like we call it, or is it a global one? Is it
At
centered
least
around?
in EU is all the countries in EU,
Mm,
except Hungary, I will guess,
mm.
they are implementing something similar because they are scared of free speech, to lose their power. And I'm thinking, if you are in power and you are scared of freedom of speech, that people should speak freely, doesn't it occur to you then that maybe something is wrong here? Because I shouldn't be scared of this.
And why is it so bad, I think, to hear people talking about things? This I don't understand also, because if you disagree with someone, like us, for example, if people disagree with us, I think it's okay, of course. Express yourself, use the comments, and talk about what you mean.
Yes, yes.
But as a, why
I'm
is
not
it
scared
so
of that
important
one
for the
second.
other? Why is it so important for the others to take our opinion and push it down and hide it? Because if we were wrong, they wouldn't do that. It wouldn't happen.
No,
It's only in
the
situations
only one who
you
get
are correct.
punished. Yes, the only one who get punished is those who speak the truth. And um, I think both on for people who are in power and people who cannot stand anyone being not agree with them, I think it goes back to this need to be in control again. I think so.
Hmm.
But it's not dangerous to not be in control. I'm not scared 1 second about people to disagree with me.
Hmm. Oh, me neither. It's if you disagree, fine. Prove
Yes,
live your
yes,
life at the best of your ability.
yeah.
Keep it under the law, of course, but
I will point.
why?
I will point out though that the truth is the truth, objective truth. I will point out that this is not up for discussion because it's a lie.
So
I will
everybody
point out this.
comes with their own background, their own experiences, and they look at the truth from different angles, maybe. But the truth is the truth.
Yeah,
It's an objective thing,
yeah, yeah.
uh, and and trying to hide it and rewrite it, then it's something wrong.
And now the Norwegian government they want to tell us what is true and what is false, and they want us to believe a bunch of lies. This is what they want to do, and now they are going to create this. It's a kind of virtual re-education camp. So they are going to put you and me, for example, we will be put in one one corner in the internet.
We
And
see, Grandma, we see there's a rising topic in the world today. That's you see with the wars and everything that happening now. You see the global superpower is losing its grip, and the
yeah,
national states are getting more and more control over the things and narrative and everything like this. You see the BRICS nations is climbing. You see Russia, China is rising, and that's because of the United States is not the same as it used to be.
no.
How do you think this affects the so-called Ministry of Truth?
Mm. They get very scared, of course, because uh, when in America now, free speech there is very strong at the moment. And that scares them even more. And in China, for example, it's not allowed to speak your mind there in the same fashion. And instead of making Norway more free and more prosperous, they put these measurements to have more censorship. And at the same time, they calling it protection of democracy.
Absolutely
They are
rubbish.
going to do it to protect us. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
but it seems like it's going to be different camps now. It seems like
It is
the
already.
Americas and Europe are going to be maybe like Australia or the
Yeah.
so-called Western countries is losing its grip, maybe, and maybe becoming more desperate. Or
Yes. Yes. And it's already different camps. In X, for example, people speak freely, and people who cannot stand this, who cannot stand to hear the truth or to be criticized, they leave. They leave X.
yeah, it's a new platform. I can't even remember what it's called, but it's something insignificant. Yes.
Blue Sky is called. And there, if you criticize pedophilia, you will be thrown out because they say we are so inclusive and um, minor attracted people are welcome there. So, and if you say something wrong about them, bye bye, you will be kicked out. And of
This,
course, if you say
I think
something about
this, yeah, I think this goes to a topic I think we can talk about next time, Grandma.
yeah, maybe we, yes, yes, yes,
Maybe pride and the effect of children like this.
yeah,
Any
yes.
closing words?
Keep keep speaking the truth. That is what I will say.
Hmm.
Don't be scared. It's not dangerous.
Thank you, Grandma, and thank you for the audience for listening to us. We appreciate you. See you guys later. Goodbye.
Goodbye.